Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Soul Pet. It is so lovely to see you guys here this evening. I have to tell you, I just started reading some of the comments and already I'm a basket case. All right, let's begin on the right foot here. First, if you can just let me know that you can see and hear me okay. It's been a couple weeks since I've done this live stream and getting back into the swing of things. And I will get to all the comments in just a moment and say hello to everybody. But welcome to Soul Pet. My name is Elaine. I'm the Animal Reiki Lady. I'm an animal chaplain, animal Reiki master, an end of life pet doula. You can put all the labels that you want on it. I just have dedicated myself to helping people cope with the loss of their beautiful soul pets. And now that extends even beyond that to our beautiful human families as well. So, if you're new to this channel, tonight's going to be a little bit emotional. I'm going to call it a gentle return. I will be very gentle with myself as we move forward with tonight's live stream. I made myself copious notes so that I could try to stick to a kind of a script, but I'm just going to start by speaking from the heart. So many of you know that it's been a few weeks since we gathered. I wanted to thank you for your patience, your kindness, your support. I received so many messages and so many emails and so many texts and so many comments. I promise to spend this week responding to each and every one. I want to respond to each and every one, and I'm dedicated to doing that for you this week. As many of you know, I've not spoken these words out loud, so I'm not sure how they're going to come out of my mouth. I've not shared this at all, except with immediate family. But my husband recently transitioned. He transitioned out of this life, and you guys have been with me by my side for these past 2 weeks, and I can't tell you how beautiful that has been for me. This has been a time of deep, deep emotion, but also one of profound awareness. And that's why I wanted to go live tonight. I know that it's like a short period of time since his transition, but I have been filled with so many messages. I've had so many downloads, so much information that just has come through from the other side, and the experience of it all that I want to be able to share with you, that I want to be able to help you through whatever through something similar. If you've ever been through something similar, whether it's four-legged, two-legged, furry, feathered, finned, our soul family, our soul companions. When it comes their time to cross, it's indescribable. The depth of the emotion that I felt this week is indescribable. Okay, so I'm going to say hello to all of my channel members. We always do that first. I will say hello to everybody who's joining tonight. I'm going to go back. Pat, it's great to see you here tonight. I'm going to go through all of the questions. I may not go through all of the comments just because I want to be able to keep my composure as I share some of this. I think that some of the messages that I've received from Steve on the other side have been are things that have to be shared, things that should be shared to help all of us heal our hearts as we move forward coping with loss. And that's our topic tonight, coping with loss, pets and people. But first, let's say hello to everybody. Let me scroll back up here. And you guys, I only have one contact lens in. I'm a mess. I only have one contact lens in, so if I look funny, it's because I'm trying to read with one eye. So Pat, it is great to see you tonight. I'm going to take some questions and I'm going to say hello to everybody. Let's say hello to everybody first. So hello to Pat. Hello to Sharon and Sherry and Collie and Kathy H. And who else have we got? Donna, great to see you. Scrolling down real quick. Ms. Nunya, New York Business. Cheryl, it's great to see you here. Also, Kathy R., great to see you. Collie, I think I already said your name. Z, awesome to have you here also. And I think that's all of our channel members so far, and I'll try to continue to say hello to everybody. And who else do we have? Ella, it's great to see you here. Charlie, thank you so much for your support. Jody, it is wonderful to have you here also. Sarah, it's good to see you, hun. And Alonzo, hello. And great to see you here. Mike, no, Mickey, one contact lens. Mickey, great to have you here. Aaron, it is so nice to see you. Thank you for joining tonight. Julie, wonderful to have you here also. And so many signs lately from Kuda. That's for Aaron. Oh yeah, I talk to Kuda all the time. Who else have I missed? Lisa, it's great to have you here also. And let's see if there's a name. Ella, I think I already said Ella. Stacy, how very nice of you to join. And okay, making the humor while that here, right? Sometimes that's, I mean, I have to. I have to be able to keep my sense of humor. That's me. Yeah, that it does help me through. And I have to tell you guys, all of your comments, all of the things that you shared, it's been a 2 week period so far since the first time that I realized this I was I was going to lose my husband. And I don't like to use the word loss. That's such a thing that's ingrained in us. I really want to talk about that tonight. How this is when a soul companion, I'm going to try to use that word too, when a soul companion crosses to the other side, it's not the end. And I don't mean it as a cliche. There is a brand new journey for the person or animal who crosses to the other side, and we can be part of that journey. And that's what I really want to talk about tonight. Let's go see some questions first. So Pat says, "Do you feel the instant connection with your husband when he passed, like you did with Lucy?" I did not. Now, and I'll kind of give you an explanation of that. With Lucy, when Lucy was a unique experience, and I don't know that everybody experiences. My beautiful Lucy, Black Lab, crossed in August of 2020. She was laying in my lap, and when she crossed, she let out one big, beautiful breath that flowed into me. I felt that flow into me, and she became part of me the moment that she transitioned. For for my human companion, I don't want to get to jump too far ahead, but I want to tell you something that was so beautiful and so special that he was able to be surrounded by his entire family. The way that the situation played out, he was able to communicate with everybody, with anyone and everyone, anybody and everybody that he wanted to connect with. He was able to, and then he was surrounded by family the entire time. It was not. It was not a smooth process. It was not an easy process. It was, and I don't mean to hurt anybody's heart with this. I really want to talk about what hospice means. His time in hospice was challenging for me, for him, for the family, but he was surrounded by all of us who loved him, so that when the time came for him to take the final breath, we were all there holding him, and I felt. Okay, this is going to sound a little woo-woo, but it is what it is. What I felt was an ascension. Like instead of the way that I felt Lucy come into me, I felt his spirit rising, like rising above us. That's the only way I can describe it as ascension. So something remarkable happened there that was different than with Lucy. And we'll talk about that. And I know in the coming weeks, as I have a chance to process all of this, as I have a chance to start to meditate and sometimes I don't. Like this week, sometimes I've been like a little hermit and I didn't want to come out of my shell and I just kind of hunkered down. But as the weeks go forward and I practice what I preach and I begin to connect and I begin to experience and I begin to really try to make heads or tails, try to make sense of everything that happened and everything that I felt, I'll share that more with you because I think that it is important because it happens for all souls. For it, I mentioned feathers, fur, fins, feet, whatever. There's this beautiful experience at the time of crossing that I've got an even deeper understanding of now. Okay, I'll take more questions and then I'll look at my notes. Like you taught us, and our loved ones and our pets on the other side don't want us to focus on grief. Pat, that's what we're going to talk about because they don't. They do not want us to focus on grief. They do not want us to focus on guilt. But we're human beings. We feel guilt. We feel grief. So what do we do with that? I say that we transmute it, that we alchemize it, that we shift it into gratitude. If we can take the three G's, if we can take the guilt and the grief and turn it into gratitude and remember it's why we talk about memories and why we tell stories, because shifting that into gratitude helps heal our heart. It just helps, and it helps lessen those denser emotions. Do you feel that your training as a chaplain helped you cope with your loss better? Pat, 100%. There's no doubt about it. It absolutely helped me cope better. And during that week in hospice care, during that time in hospice care, I was able to talk to other chaplains some really deep conversations. I was able to talk to hospice nurses. I was able to talk to human end of life doulas. And it became such a wonderful system of support right there in the hospital. So, yes, I don't know that I could have done it without all of the work that, and I will admit, I put in the work over the years. I've done the shadow work. I've done the meditation. I, I, I do I connect and all the beautiful things that our animal companions have helped me to grow with. Yes, it absolutely helped. I'm rambling now. Um, my husband was definitely supportive. He wasn't necessarily a believer then. I know he is now. I know that he's right here with us now doing this live stream. I know it with all my heart. That when you talk about somebody stepping into their higher selves, with that feeling of ascension that I got was like, it was like an archangel rising. I don't know how else to describe it. It was powerful, very, very powerful. And so even though he was not necessarily a believer, he was absolutely supportive. He probably thought I was a little wackadoodle talking to. I talk to all animals, and it doesn't matter. And he would listen to some of these live streams sometimes, and he would listen to some of my classes, and he would say things like, "Remind me again what it is you're teaching." And I would just laugh. I would just smile, and he would laugh along with me. So, but now I know that he is right here by my side, along with Jack. That was the other beautiful part of this. Throughout the whole time, Jack, my beautiful yellow lab, who crossed in December of 2021, was my husband's soul dog. They were simpatico. The two of them were peas in a pod. And I made sure that Jack's picture was right by his side the entire time that we were in the hospital. Jack was there with us. And I know that Jack was waiting, and I used those words of comfort when things started to get a little difficult. I encouraged Jack to jump on the bed. I talked to my husband and let him know that Jack was right there waiting, that he had a whole team ready and waiting to accept him with open arms and rise him up. Off topic, do animals in the wild also have soul families? Now, I thought about this. I thought about this when I was writing out the content of the newsletter and the video description, because it's not just about pets and it's not just about our human companions. It's about all souls, all souls. Every bird, every raccoon, every time I drive down the street and I notice an animal who's been hit by a car, I think I'm part of their soul family. So they do have soul families. And I've mentioned before that when it comes my time to transition, I want to come back as a hawk, even if it's just for a day. I want to be a bird of prey. I want to be an osprey who buzzes Jody's head over the coast of Maine. And I know that I will have a soul family when I do that. So I believe that animals, that wildlife have their own type of soul family, and if they were to have any interaction with human companions, that they accept them as soul family as well. So we all, and there's everyone, every single soul has a soul family. Um, We are all, oh, thank you. Thank you, Sherry. And thank you, Sharon. I wanted the picture that I used, the little thumbnail for the video tonight, I wanted it to be like a memorial of my husband and his beautiful Jack, so that when they met at the Rainbow Bridge, that's all of our dreams. We talk about the Rainbow Bridge all the time and how our beautiful animal companions are waiting there at the Rainbow Bridge for the moment that we cross, so that they're there to greet us. And it absolutely helped my heart to know that Jack was there. And not just Jack, it was Jack and Jake and Lucy and all of the beautiful animal companions who have ever shared our life. We were married for a heck of a long time. All the animal companions that ever shared our life, I know were there to greet him, and that helped. And I know that he's there with them now. He walks with them. He walks with Jack and Lucy. I know that he walks with them in their favorite little dog park. It's just an amazing feeling when you know it's it's no longer a I wonder if, and it's no longer a I think I believe. I know. I know with every fiber of my being that life continues after the physical, and that we have that every soul that's ever meant to be part of our family, as I consider you guys now, is there. And I know this without without a second without a second doubt without a doubt. Yeah. Sorry, I'm tripping over my words. I should also say that I will try to keep up my energy. I'm calling this a gentle return, but I have to tell you, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. The process was exhausting. Being on 24/7, it was emotionally draining, physically draining, spiritually draining. And then afterwards, there are so many things that we have to take care of. There's so much that has to be done. And I'm trying to hold my energy, trying to keep that energy. And you guys lift me up. I have to tell you that. Every time I get a comment, every time I get a text, it helps my heart. Okay, continue with the questions here. Charlie, yes. Okay, so for those of you, some of you don't know, some of you are aware. I kept it. It's not something that I'm making wildly public. I mean, it's just my beautiful followers here on this page. I haven't done any social media posting or anything like that. He wouldn't have wanted that. Very private person, very quiet person. He wouldn't have wanted that. But for my tribe and my community, I can't not share it. I can't not share it. All right, let's see if there's any other questions before I continue. Thank you guys. I love you guys so much. And that made me cry, Charlie, because I know that the message comes from me, that the words come from my voice, but I speak for those who don't have a physical voice. So when our beautiful animal companions are trying to get through to each and every one of us, I am so deeply honored to represent them with my voice. It is them who is healing you. I promise it is them. It's them who heals me. It's them who help me rise up. So, on behalf of all of our animal companions, that really, really touched my heart. Um, all hearts are one. Yep. Did I say hello to Anne? I think I did. Okay, so I think that's it for the questions now. Um, Kuda lives. I'm going to have to catch the rerun. Oh, so Aaron's catching the rerun, and um, okay. So when those little things pop up on my screen, I don't mean to like stop, but it stops me in my tracks. Okay, we're just gonna keep on going, and I'm gonna say that my gratitude is so much deeper than you can possibly imagine. Um, Kali, I don't know what to say, except thank you. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the universal nature of the word loss. We use that word whenever a special companion transitions to the other side. I've lost a loved one. I've lost my husband. I've lost my dog. I've lost my cat. I want to change the narrative so much. That's my goal, is to change the narrative. My nose is running now, guys. Sorry. To change the narrative around that so that we recognize that they're not lost to us. They are simply different now. We're not ever taught that. We aren't taught that. We are, from the time that I was little and the very first funeral that I ever went to, it was all about loss. And I think that we need to shift that and to make it more about, and more people I think are doing celebrations of life, celebrations of someone's physical existence. But what about the celebration for their new journey? When my husband ascended, he ascended into just like I say about all of our dogs, our cats, our horses, they rise into something that is so much more than we can possibly wrap our minds and our hearts around. They have the ability to do so much more, to be so much more. They become just the fullest version of themselves. All chains are dropped, all pain is gone. They're free and true and pure. And that beautiful, pure, true love just flows everywhere. And when we stop for just a moment and let go of the sense of loss and instead embrace the sense of expansion, fill your heart. Let your heart feel that. I can just feel now. I feel surrounded by the purest love, and nothing can beat that. Nothing can beat that. And it trumps it overpowers every possible negative feeling. Every time I feel melancholy or sad or lonely, like it gets a little quiet here. Honestly, it's quiet. It's too quiet. And when I let myself like kind of wallow in that, I just snap out of it because all I have to do is ask. I just ask, show me something. The clouds this morning, I saw at least a dozen angels in the clouds. It was magnificent. I did not have my cell phone with me. The clouds it was one giant cloud, like, and it spread in like these giant angel wings. And it was remarkable the way that the clouds expanded. And then on each part of the cloud, there were more little angel wings. It was beautiful. So I look for those signs, and we're going to talk about signs in just a minute too. I ask and I receive. I'm open to receive. I keep my eyes open. I use all of my senses, and I trust that the signs are going to come through to me. So let's see. What did I write here in my little notes? The deeper the love, the deeper the ache. Maybe ache is a better word than loss. The deeper the love, the deeper the ache. Because we loved so much, and because we had this person or animal was such an everyday, every moment part of our life that we kind of ache for that. But I believe every soul, animal or human, continues on a journey, a beautiful journey. And that's a journey for you too. At some point, right now, my journey is to stay here in the physical and and now step into an even bigger role. I mean, when I feel my purpose, I'm going to honor my soul companions, furry and four-legged and two-legged. I am going to honor them by stepping even more fully into my purpose. And my job right now, my part of the journey is to be here in the physical, doing that and helping to shift things and helping people not just cope, but heal and not just heal, but recognize their purpose and step into their purpose and live their best life in honor of their soul companions. Okay. So let's see. I kind of jumped ahead just a little bit. That death as a beginning, even the word death and dying. You mention those words, and everybody kind of like turtles up. They go into their shell. They want to avoid the topic. They don't want to. It's okay. It's a transition. Transition is one of my favorite words. It's simply a transition to a new leg of their journey, and what a beautiful journey that it's going to be. Um, Heartbreaking and sacred at the same time. That's the other two words I wrote down. Heartbreaking and sacred. It can, and I'm not reading a lot of comments, and I'm just going to keep on talking because as my voice continues to flow, I'm just going to do it until I can't anymore. So I'm just going to share as much as I possibly can. A transition, whether it doesn't matter what species, and humans are species, it doesn't matter what species, a transition leaving us behind. So they're moving on their next beautiful, amazing journey, and we are left behind here in the physical on Earth where it's really dense. And sometimes there's a lot going on, and sometimes it's hard to be here. Like we are in we are definitely in the school of I don't know what you call this school, the school of Earth, and it's pretty darn hard. I have made the analogy before that we here are like Iron Man. If you know what an Iron Man is, it's a swim and a bike ride and a run, and it goes on for hundreds of hours. Hundreds of miles. I don't. But to train to be an Iron Man, and then the people that don't ever make it through, some of them don't make it through. Some of them do make it, and they'll just do it once. Others go back and do an Iron Man again and again and again and again. I think we are like spiritual Iron Men, because are we accept our role here and we step into our purpose, and we could shrink and we could just shrivel up and not do anything more. Like I could easily say, I couldn't, but I can see where people would just like, I don't want this anymore. I don't want this anymore. I'm just giving up. I'm going to go about my days. I will eat when I'm hungry, and I will go to work, and I will and just not thriving. And my goal for me and for each and every one of you is to see you thrive, thrive and step into the life that you're soul companion would want you to live and rock it. I mean, knock it out of the park and be that Iron Man and go and do it and just live to your fullest and to your best. Yeah. Okay, so let's try and keep stay on track here. I wanted to share with you that I did receive signs. I received some, not just me, everybody started seeing signs even before the ascension. There were signs already coming through. There were signs for my daughter who was driving from Colorado. There were signs that were clearly telling her to not to rush, that everything was going to be fine, that he was waiting for her, which he was. That there were signs in the clouds. There were numbers. The number 222 has become our number. It's everywhere, and everybody I know sees it. We get 222 all the time. It's on the clock. It's on clocks at the wrong time. I stepped into a little sauna and the clock was wrong and it was 222. It's on my phone, it's on my dashboard, it's on the microwave, it's on the TV, it's everywhere, 222. So that's one of the signs that we started seeing almost immediately. That was pretty immediate. Songs is another one. Songs that pop on the radio are, and I will tell you a funny hospice story too in just a second about songs, but instantly songs began coming through that we recognize as his favorite songs. They started coming through, sometimes on a commercial, or in the oddest spot of a movie. These songs have come on, and memories. People just reaching out to share the a memory that I haven't heard from in ages. As soon as they share that memory, I know that that's him, like connecting with me and letting me know there was some amazing things that we don't ever want to forget, and knowing that he's still with me. So I would like to consider death and transition to be a doorway, not an ending, not a book being closed, but a doorway into something new and wonderful. Their souls, they'll continue to grow, they'll continue to expand, they will continue to be so much more. And we can be along with that. We can be a part of that journey. I think I mentioned about Jack, which I just think is just, it was one of the things that made me the happiest. Knowing that at that the Rainbow Bridge where Jack waited for my hubby, that they connected, and it also gives me wonderful, not just hope, it fills me with a sense of knowing that there's one day when I will see all of my beautiful animal companions on the Rainbow Bridge also. Okay, I do want to talk a little bit about hospice because as an animal chaplain and an end-of-life pet doula, I help people through different stages of the passing of their animal companion, the transition of their animal companion. And sometimes it is something that we assist with the help of a veterinarian. Other times it's hospice, where we will do everything possible to keep our beautiful animal companions comfortable until nature takes its course. And the hospice process, it was just so sacred when I went through hospice with my husband. I had no idea what to expect. I've never been through this before. When my father passed back in 2020, it was during COVID and I wasn't allowed to be there. So that, I mean, that was a whole different kind of trauma. But being present with someone 24/7 for the length of time that I was there, when I use the word trauma, I don't want it to be with a negative connotation. I'm simply matter-of-factly stating that my body, my heart, and my eyes and my mind, I witnessed so much and went through so much that my body has held on to that. I can feel it. I can feel it stuck in places. I can feel it when my voice cracks. I can feel it when I don't want to look at my phone. I can feel it when I don't even want to go to my mailbox. I mean, that's still hanging out there for me. Um, I, I can just feel that I've stored some of those memories. And even as much as I practice what I preach, it's impactful. It's very impactful. And I think that this is the same for all of our, whether it's animal companions or human companions that cross to the other side. If we are there to witness it, it it results in our body holding on to that event, to that trauma. And so I'm going to a reflexologist later this week. And I would suggest the same thing for anybody who is ever feeling stuck, whether you're feeling stuck emotionally or physically or mentally or foggy brained or not sure or just unclear and not sure what steps to take next. You can release that from your body. I love reflexology, where it's like it's a wonderful massage of, but it's energetic, releasing negative energy from the hands, the feet, the energy centers of the body, and it's very, very soothing. And I can just feel like the whatever dense energy that I might be carrying in my body will just float right away. So I would recommend that. Reiki does the same thing. Reiki's a little bit different. Reflexology is physical release of the whatever we're holding into our body. Reiki is more about energetic release of what we are holding in our body, but it's the same thing. So if you ever feel that way, ever feel that stuckness or that denseness or that heaviness, I suggest Reiki or reflexology or even just a massage if that's what you want. Breath work is another great way. If anybody's ever been to, I've never been to one. I've only heard of it at my little local crystal shop where I practice. They every once in a while will have a rage, Rage, and it's where everyone just gets together and literally screams out the denser energies that they're holding on to. And by vocalizing that, you're releasing it. And the beautiful part about that kind of release is that the universe takes that energy, whether it is through Reiki or reflexology or raging, the universe takes that energy and transmutes it. I've really become fond of the word alchemize lately. It shifts it. It takes those emotions and you've thrown them out there into the field. So they're out there, that web of energy, that web of love that flows to, through, and around us, absorbs those feelings, kind of wraps them in a giant hug, and releases them back into something else, turns them back into love. It's a beautiful way of allowing the universe to take those dense energies and release them for you. So our bodies will hold on to sorrow, fear, exhaustion. It's okay to ask for help to release it. You don't have to hang on to that, and you don't have to do it all by yourself. You can absolutely ask for help. All right. I also wanted to share that I think I mentioned that during this time, I had the chance to talk to chaplains. I had the opportunity to talk to hospice nurses, and it really it ignited, not reignited. I've always done this work with animals. To be able to, so many of my clients are approaching end of life, been diagnosed with a terminal illness, are actually transitioning, and then of course all the animals who I connect with after that transition. That's been my soul's purpose, and I thought that was my one and only soul's purpose, was to help people through the transition of their animal companion. But now I see, after what I've been through, everything that I saw, because I was there 24/7 for just about a week. I was by my husband's side 24/7. So I saw everything, everything behind the scenes, other people. I had no idea what I was in for. I don't know that he knew what he was in for. And it was a choice. It was a I can't think of the name of what you call that when someone makes that choice that that they're not going to have any other advanced medical procedures done. Um, a directive, an advanced directive. Um, it was intense. It was intense, and I was glad that I had some of the skills and background that I had. I can't imagine what people are going through, decisions that had to be made on the fly, decision making that, and people coming at you from all healthcare providers with the best intentions, coming at you from all different angles with so many decisions I had to make with no information, with little information, with no time to ask questions. There was a lot of intensity around that, and then having to go through all of the actual medical processes. So I got to see it all, and when it was all over and done with, when I had a chance to come home and sit down and just begin to process, I thought to myself, this is, I would use the F word if I weren't on YouTube and didn't want to get into any trouble. This is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. How does the average person deal with this? How can they possibly deal with all this? And I knew from the bottom of my heart that I was going to have to take this a step further. And so I've already enrolled in a course that will help me become an end of life doula for people as well as pets. And it's going to be it's a whole different ball game. But I embrace it. I embrace it. I'm stepping into this purpose. It is what helps me get through this. It's what helps me. And I can feel Steve right by me. I can feel him like helping me lift me up right now, even as I speak all these words, because our families, no matter animals, cats, dogs, fish, people, parents, brothers, sisters, and all of us, we all need this. We need this support, and I'm not going to turn away from it. I've been called to expand my work, and I will expand it. And it's why I did the live stream tonight too, because this is what I want to do. This is what helps me heal. And so I had to get right back into it, and it's going to go even. I'm so intrigued about where this is going to go. I'm so intrigued about being able now to connect with not only pets, but people on the other side. Never have quite done that, connecting with people on the other side, as well as our beautiful animal companions. And I'm just so curious as to how that's all going to shake out. But my commitment is to helping others walk this journey. And I consider us on the journey together. All of you here watching tonight, whether, you know what, if it's a year from now or 10 years from now, or you're with me live right now, I feel like I'm on a journey with you. We are together with this. We together are going to raise all of humanity up. And again, it sounds so cliche, but I mean it. We are coming alive. We are coming awake. We are becoming aware that there is so much more than we ever knew, so much more than we've ever been taught, and and we can shift things for all of humanity with this. Okay, I'm going to check the time. I'm just kind of running out of steam here, but I do have a couple closing messages, and I wrote them down because I wanted to be able to actually read them to you. Oh, I forgot to mention the little bit about the chaplain. I got to see a chaplain every single day. A different chaplain came into the room just to chat with me and to sit with Steve. And one of the chaplains said to me, he said, you know, there's all kinds of chaplains. There are atheist chaplains. There's a chaplain for every different religion. So there's Catholic chaplains and Jewish chaplains and Buddhist chaplains. And he said there's army chaplains. And he said there's so many different chaplains, but he had never heard of an animal chaplain when I told him what I did. And he said, you know, I can go to every room. He said, I do it every day. I go in and out of the ICU. I go to every single room and I comfort the families and I comfort the people. And I can do that all day long. But the day that my dog passes, I have no idea what I'm going to do. And so he suggested that we need to have more animal chaplains. So, anywho, I just thought I found that very touching that somebody would say that. Um, all right, let's just do my little closing message here, and then I'm gonna have us do just a little thing together to help us stay connected. Yeah, we'll get to it in a second. So my closing message: I mourn what could have been, and that's really where I feel the loss. I mourn what I think could have been. I wanted to be grandparents together. Sorry, I haven't said these words out loud to anybody. I mourn the loss of what could have been. I pictured us sitting on rocking chairs with our grandkids running around, a couple of dogs. Um, I had this vision in my head of what growing old together would be like. And so that's what I mourn. I mourn the loss of what could have been. But I will not let that define me. I will not let that grief define me. Love will define me. Purpose will define me. The connection I have with my husband, with Jack, with Lucy, with Jake, with all of your beautiful soul animals, it will continue to inspire me. It will continue to inspire my work. And I hope it inspires you too. If there's no other message that you take away from tonight, it's that I hope that you will be inspired to at least take a step, take a baby step in the direction of your dreams. Take a take a baby step in the direction of your purpose. Even if you don't know what that purpose is, just sit down with a pen and a paper and ask an angel just to give you a little bit of guidance. Ask your soul pet on the other side to share a word, to share a thought, to share a feeling that will move you in the right direction. So I would like to, oh, yeah, I like this one. I wrote this down too. Every day is a new chance to live your best life. Every single day is a new chance to live your best life for them and with them, knowing that they're right there by your side. And so, if we could take just a nice collective deep breath together, nice deep breath. We are on a sacred shared journey, all of us together. I love you guys so much. So, all right, if you were with me just for a second, I'm going to close now. I'm just let me check to see if there's any other comments. Um, I love you too, guys. I love you, love you, love you. And I do virtual hugs. I wish that I could hug each and every one of you right now. And I'll go back and check all the comments, but this is what I want to close with. So if you can, if you're in a place where you can, close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Super easy. Take in a nice deep breath, knowing that as you breathe in that beautiful air, you are breathing in the energy of every living thing that has ever shared life with you. Breathe it in, allow it to fill your body, and picture your soul companion, animal or human or both. Picture them standing by your side and feel their love reaching out for you. As much as I want to hug each and every one of you, they want to hug you too. They want to embrace us all. Hear their message because this is what they say. I am free. I am whole. I am with you. You are free. You are whole. We are together. And always will be. Love first. Love anyway. Love always. My friends, thank you for sharing this sacred message with me as I weep all over the place. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Thank you for all of your support and your comments. I promise I will devote this week to responding to each and every person who reached out. I love you so much. Take care, my friends. May animals light your way. May all souls light your way.